Okay, so 8.2 is about circumference. Okay, I want you to copy the table. So we are going to figure out the circumference of this. We're going to take string and we're going to go around in a circle. Ooh, ah. And we are going to cut it right there. That string is the circumference of the Folgers cup thingy. Diameter, I don't need string to measure that. I can just measure that with this. So the diameter is about 10 centimeters. Okay, so in your chart, put the diameter at 10 centimeters.
Oh.
Okay, diameter is 10 centimeters. So here, the circumference of this particular object, about 31.5. Okay, so write down 31.5 in the circumference part. And the object is the Folgers coffee tin. Sure. Plastic tin, but nonetheless. Can of hair color spray stuff. Okay, again, I measure. I cut. There's my circumference. I measure my diameter. Is about 4.4. Write down 4.4 for your diameter. And put down about 14.2 as your circumference. Okay.
What is that?
A little round thing. The diameter is about 3.7, and the circumference is about 12.3. Now you may use a calculator to divide. Circumference divided by diameter. For the Folgers can, what is circumference divided by diameter? 3.15. For the hairspray.
3.2272. Can we 72? No,
12.3 divided by 3.7.
3.324.
All 3.24 is repeating?
Yeah.
Okay. So what we notice is that if you take the diameter and multiply it by about what do you get the circumference?
Oh.
Diameter times, yeah, they're all just a little bit over 3. So if you take the diameter and you multiply it by 3, you get fairly close to the circumference. 10 times 3 would be 30. 4.4 times 3 would be 13.2. 3.7 times 3 would be 21 and 9.1. Which is close-ish to the circumference. The difference between circumference and diameter, scientists have actually figured it out. Circumference divided by diameter equals pi. For our purposes, pi equals 3.14.
That's what it is.
Now, in fact, The decimals are a lot longer. They have not found an end to pi. And they've gone up to, scientists who have way more time and interest than I do, have gone up to like 1,000 decimal points after the decimal. 1,000 points after the decimal, and it's still not repeating. It's still continuing on. We don't really have the time or inclination, so it is acceptable to use 3.14.
And that's going to be our only pi.
And that's what our pi is, yes. That's what we're going to use for pi, 3.14. All right? What this means, if circumference divided by diameter equals pi, how can you figure out circumference if you have the diameter? Robin.
You could do diameter times pi.
Exactly. But I don't have the diameter, I only have the radius. Evan?
Times the radius by 2.
There you go.
I should write that down.
I know.
I have the circumference, but I don't have the diameter. How can I figure out the diameter?
Do you do
Hands. Yes,
do you do
Max?
circumference divided by pi?
Yes.
Yes.
But I don't want the diameter, I want the radius. Yes.
Then you divide the diameter by 2. Yeah.
There you go. All sorts of different equations that we all built from this one. All of those came from the same equation. What it requires you to understand is what a division problem is. If I take, have you guys got that copied down yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got it.
If I take 12 divided by 6 equals 2, it is also true that 12 divided by 2 equals 6. 12 divided by 6 equals 2. 12 divided by 2 equals 6. Do you follow?
Oh, no.
No.
If this was C and this was pi, I'm just looking at symbols right now, and this was D. Okay? Symbol-wise, this divided by this equals this, then this divided by this equals this.
What?
12 divided by 6 equals 2.
Yeah.
If that is true, then 12 divided by 2 has to equal 6.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, these two can switch places and still have the same answer.
So it's the same with the pi. Oh.
So it's the same with the pi. C divided by D equals pi, which means that C divided by pi has to equal D.
What? I still don't get
I sort of get pi.
I sort of get
Wouldn't it be C times pi? D divided by pi equals C. Oh.
Guys,
Oh, never mind.
is this true? 12 divided by 6 equals 2.
Yes.
12 divided by 2 equals 6.
Yes.
So all I did was switch those two numbers. Right? If that's true, then when I have symbols in place of that, switch the last two symbols also has to be true.
C divided by pi equals D.
Okay? Use numbers that you know, simple numbers that you know, to help you understand this stuff, which is a little confusing. Same thing. 2 times 6 equals 12, right? I can switch these. 6 times 2 equals 12. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. 12 in our little thing here is the same as C. Right? Okay, so if we've done, I'm going to do it in here. If we've done 12 divided by 6 equals 2, as C divided by D equals pi, I also know that these two numbers multiplied together, 6 times 2, equals this. So I can do this in a reverse order. 2 times 6 equals 12.
So pi times 2 equals.
Exactly. So if I do it like this, 12 equals 6 times 2, then I can also do C equals D times pi. Okay? So by using numbers, you can figure out all of these different equations just from the one. So if you remember that C divided by D equals pi, you can figure out the rest of it. If you remember that D equals 2R, then you can go from this to replacing D with D divided by 2 equals R. Okay? Yeah.
I still don't get what pi is.
Pi is a number.
But why is it a number?
It's just a number. Pi is the number that when you take the circumference of the circle and divide it by the diameter, you get pi. You get that number. You get 3.14. It's actually not exactly 3.14,
So no matter what?
but as it has yet to end after like 1,000 points after the decimal point, particularly in grade 7 math, we don't care that much. 3.14 works fine for us.
So are we going to have to learn a lot?
Maddie, thank you for putting your hand up.
So is everything going to be 3.14 or is it going to be like 12 sometimes? So I'm just confused.
Pi will always be 3.14. Anytime you see this symbol means 3.14. So C divided by D equals 3.14. C equals D times 3.14. C equals R times 2 times 3.14. C divided by 3.14 equals D. C divided by 3.14 divided by 2 equals R.
So if you were doing pi times d equals c, you would go 3.14 times whatever the diameter is equals the
Yeah.
circumference?
In this case, our diameter is 3.4. 3.4. Someone do that on your calculator. 3.14 times 3.4.
10.676.
So the circumference of this circle here
Why do we need
equals pi times diameter, which is 3.14 times 3.4 centimeters, which is 10.676 centimeters.
So what is the 3.4? You did.
The diameter of this particular circle
Oh, so you do pi times diameter
equals circumference.
circumference.
Mhm.
Oh, so.
And again, diameter times pi equals circumference. Yes.
So in higher math, are we gonna have to like learn all the pi numbers? Like,
No.
the
Through high school, I don't think I ever used anything other than 3.14. Yes.
How will learning this help us in our everyday life?
Okay, so
It'll help you build stuff. It'll help you understand space,
your manufacturer.
like spatial reckoning.
Manufacturer.
Depending on what you do, you may or may not use it a lot. My parents used it to help build their garden, to look at the space that they needed.
Use pi and circumference.
Mhm.